that we do in the videos, essentially. But anyways, so meanwhile, I'm in my pajama sweatshirt and my pajama pants and my fuzzy socks. So anyways, it's a lazy Saturday. We're hanging out. I really should have thought through the fact that this has been sitting and dripping while I was getting ready, and I probably should have wrapped it in a paper towel.
I can get you one.
I'll be okay. I'll put it on the carpet and let the carpet soak it up. Hey everybody, how's it going? Happy Saturday. Thanks for coming to hang out. I didn't know if I'd have time today because there's like other stuff going on. We're leaving tomorrow to go to Texas. I need to do some laundry. I have some work stuff to take care of. I got to edit the video for Monday, so I wasn't sure, but Sean and I worked hard yesterday and we got a lot of shit done. And then I thought I'd come hang out today. So thanks for coming here and hanging out. Oh, it's 63 degrees, Carly? Woo, woo. Of course, Airborne. Happy to help. But anyway, yeah, so I'm glad a lot of you, I know that the weekends are a little bit easier because of work and school. Duh, like life, you know, and things. So I try to do things on the weekend as I can. And I'm so glad that you guys can all hang out. Thanks, Sumo In, for the bars. Woo, 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 woo. Oh, and Sean is... We're in Las Vegas, guys.
Jing, 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 jing.
Sean's playing the casino. Hey, Pantalina. She says hi to you, too. Wascally's here. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, so if any of you are wondering, and thanks for the applause, I'm coming to Austin, Texas, so I will tweet it out. Oh, Dawn Tedesque is here. Hey, Aaron. So we're coming to Austin, Texas. We leave tomorrow, and then we do a collab in an outside city, and then we drive into Austin, and so I won't be to Austin until Monday, like evening, so the meetup's on Tuesday, and I put it on Facebook in my events, so you can look at Facebook if you're wanting to know the exact information, and it's also, what else did we do? Did I put it on anything else? I think I tweeted it out as well. But we are going to be in Austin when the meetup's on Tuesday, and it's going to be at Thunderbird Coffee. There's two of them, but it's the one, I don't even know. Thanks, Sumo. Anyway, check out the events on Facebook, because I forget the exact address and stuff, but it's 2200. I just forget the street. So we're going to be there. But yeah, check it out, and you can look at the Facebook thing and figure it out, and I'll tweet it out again, and I would love to see your faces. So anyway, that is the story with Texas. And also, if any of you are wondering, I will send out a message on Patreon, but I've added in the monthly t-shirts. Ta-da-da-da! And so if you are curious about what that is, it's honestly going to be a t-shirt that is created by a member of our community and handmade / screen printed by me.
Yeah, every month will be a new
Every month. So there's one a month. And they'll be different every month. And they're not for sale any other way. And we're just going to do them kind of for fun because my friend Courtney got a screen printing machine for a job she had to do. Thanks for the likes, you guys. Woo, woo. And so, can I make Sean design one? I totally can. Actually, the first month we did Patreon, Sean designed a t-shirt for that. So if you were lucky enough to get that one, it was a one-time only. I think
It's pretty exclusive.
It's pretty exclusive, you know. It's got a big feather on the back. And it says I'm part of something bigger. It's really cool. I actually have one. I'll show you guys someday. I think it's in the laundry because I wore it just the other day. But so there'll be a monthly t-shirt. And we'll see, you know, if people like it, we could maybe continue and do it longer. But so far, I have 13 people on my list who want to help design them. If you've told me that you want to design them and tweet it to me, I wrote your name down and I have it going. So yeah, anyways, that's the deal. That's the deal with the t-shirts. But I added that into Patreon. If you guys don't know what Patreon is, it's just a way to support creators that you like and help them keep doing what they do. So it's really all of my videos are brought to you by my Patreon patrons. Okay, but let's get into it. So Wesley's asking, hey, have you heard of BIID? I'd have to know what that acronym is for. Let me see if I can Google it, because sometimes I don't know what the acronym is. And then I can tell you if I've heard of it. Because sometimes people use different body identity integrity disorder. Oh, amputee identity. Okay. I've heard of it, but I don't know much about it. I know that a lot of people who struggle with... Oh, thank you, Sumo, for all the bars. Woo, woo, woo. When we have something amputated or... Like, have you heard of phantom limb syndrome? There's a lot of things like that. I don't know much about it. It's not something I've dealt with in my practice. It's not something that I have seen in the hospitals or anything like that. So if there's something specific that you want to know, Wesley, you can leave it in the chat or shoot it to me on a YouTube comment, and I can do more research. Because there's a lot of stuff, you guys, that I don't know. And I could tell you what I know about that, but it's very limited. So if there's something that you'd like me to talk about, let me know, and then I'll do the research. Okay. Oh, Pantalina baseball tees? They could be. I have to see, because my friend Courtney's the one that has a screen printing machine, and so we have to buy the t-shirts in bulk, so it kind of depends on what's available and what fits, like I don't know. And she has some that she said that I could buy from her. I have to check out what the options are first, but I will keep you posted. Glue stick t-shirts. If I can get a hold of Palmer's cocoa butter, I will make a Katie glue stick chapstick. It's the best, I tell you. Okay. And let's see. Okay. Lake Shay Lafayette says, or I think that's how you say that. I've relapsed over and over. I've been in recovery for 6 years, had an eating disorder for 12. How long does recovery take? I feel hopeless. I think a lot. So the answer, I think a lot of us feel like recovery is supposed to just be like linear or like direct, like A to B to C. We just keep going up, and it's all perfect and wonderful. But the thing that we often forget is that life gets in the way, and we have stressors, and we have things happen. We may move, we may have a family member pass away, we may get in a fight with someone. There can be a lot of things that go. See, Denise loves some Palmer's cocoa butter, but there can be a lot of things that happen that can cause us extra stress and cause us to relapse. And the truth of it is that if with every relapse or every setback, we try to take note of what caused it, what we could maybe have tried to do better, try new coping skills, consider the ones that didn't work and maybe get rid of them. There are a lot of things that we can do to help us progress and relapse less, and hopefully, in the end, not relapse at all and be completely recovered. But no, it's not a perfect path. It's wrong side. It's a process, not perfection. And so as you learn about it more, and as you learn about yourself and your own process more, the relapses will go away, but no one's perfect. And just because you've been struggling for a while, I know you can feel really hopeless, but maybe we have to change the way that we work at it. Maybe we have to change our, coping skills and our tools and the things that we're doing, because in truth, a relapse means that things that we have that we're using aren't working. And so I would encourage you to kind of challenge that and know that there is hope. Maybe we're just going about it in a way that's not helpful to us. And that doesn't mean that all is lost. That just means we have to try differently. Okay? I hope that makes sense, and I hope that helps. I know it's hard, and I know a lot of us can feel really hopeless with stuff like that, but at the end of the day, the truth of it is that it can get better. We just maybe need, a certain type of help. Okay, and maybe we're not getting that type of help. I know, I think Sean does need a Bitmoji thing.
I'd have to be a broadcaster.
He'd have to be a YouNower as well. Okay, so Daly says, can my inability to concentrate be caused by my depression and anxiety? If so, how can I get it under control? Because homework is nearly impossible. Definitely. Do you guys remember that video I did a long time ago about how the most overlooked symptom of depression is lack of concentration, and especially anxiety as well? If ruminating thoughts of any kind are part of that, does that make sense? If like any kind of like racing, ruminating, can't get rid of them thoughts are part of our symptoms of our depression or anxiety, then of course we aren't going to be able to concentrate. And so the truth of it is, if we can find tools or medication or techniques or anything that can help with our depression and anxiety, then the concentration will come back. But until we do that, it will still be a really big struggle for us. And things that we can do, watch some of my depression videos, even the one about seasonal affective disorder, because it is, winter right now, and that could be really hard. Could be a light box. It could be going for a walk. It could be making sure that we shower, every day, or we talk to one supportive friend every day for anxiety. It could be meditation in the morning or mindfulness techniques. There could be a lot of different things that we do. And so I would encourage, Jaylyn, you have 3 crowns today. Do we even know what the crowns are about? But I hope that helps daily, because there are things that we can do. We just have to, figure out like what works for us and what helps with our ruminating thoughts, because concentration is a big symptom of depression and anxiety. I know, Jaylen, what is the crowns about? Do we know? Hey, Brie Clark, be a guest. We haven't done. And Bridget, how to regain motivation in a day? Oh, okay. Okay, so Bridget's asking, how do I regain motivation in a day treatment program? I'm not sure what stopped the motivation. Is it because you're in a treatment program and it's like the same thing every day? Thanks, Emily. Woo woo. Oh, from donating, possibly, Jalen. That could possibly be it. But I'm not sure exactly what it is that what took the motivation from you. But I think the truth of it is, if you're spending so much time in a recovery treatment program, then it's kind of, it's important for us to get the most out of it. Otherwise, why are we there? We might as well not go. And that's why I don't believe in forcing people to see a therapist or get into treatment or anything like that. Thanks, Jer, for the likes. And Alicia, woo woo. And so I think that sometimes not being motivated can come from the fact that maybe we don't want to get better at all. And so I might either, if it's not deathly ill and they're not being forced in, I might not go to treatment right now. Or if you feel like you were motivated and then you relapsed and now you don't want to go, talk to your therapist about it. And also, if you aren't feeling motivated in the day program in general, talk to your therapist, bring it up in group, talk about the fact that it's really hard for you to want to be there and want to get better, because the more we talk about it, the more we can figure out where it's coming from, and maybe it's just the fact that we're scared to get better, right? Talk about it. Figure out where it's coming from, okay? Oh, you love my wall, Nora? Thank you. Need a pic of the glue stick? Oh, I know it does need a pic. I see what you're saying, Nora. The wall just needs a picture of the glue stick. I don't have the glue stick with me. It's in my purse where I keep all of my chapsticks. Okay. Bree Clark, how do I find a new therapist? There are many ways we can find a therapist. And I think the first one is referral from your old therapist. Because if you want to stop seeing someone, or if someone's terminating with you, then I think, what does the glue sticks mean? Sorry, guys. The glue sticks, I know I do need a chapstick holster. Yesterday I had the cocoa butter stick. It's like it looks like a glue stick. It's a huge chapstick. And so I joked it looks like a glue stick, but it's chapstick. And so I had it on the podcast, on the live stream yesterday. So find a new therapist. You can get a referral from go back to the answer of the question that Bree asked about how to find a new therapist. Asking for a referral from your current therapist. If they're not here, then you can either go, so if they're not local and they can't give you any referrals because they don't know anybody, like if I had a client moving to Missouri, let's say, I'm like, I don't know. Then the second thing that I would do is go through my insurance, or I would find therapists in the area and set up a bunch of appointments and go check them out. Because at the end of the day, we have to know if we like them and if it works for us. And if it doesn't, then it's not worth wasting time, but going to at least one session or two to check it out can help us, see if it's a good fit. And that's honestly how we find them. Also, if there's a specialty you're looking for, look into that as well when you're making the appointment, so that you're finding therapists that, that specialize in what you're working on. Jennifer, you're asking, is it normal to look up a therapist? Yeah, of course. A lot of people will, even myself, for instance, like if I have a family member or a friend who, Amanda, you subscribed? She's subscribed. But if I have a family member or someone or a friend who's asking for referrals, if I don't know of someone in their area, I do my own research and I look them up online. I try to find out if anybody's left reviews about them, because I think it's really important for us to look into people, make sure that they're not a complete idiot or asshole. Oh, another subscriber, B. Hannah Rana. Hannah Rana. I'm saying that completely wrong. Tell me Bon Rahan. Sean's helping. Oh, let me know if I totally messed that up. I'm sorry. Your phone is overheating. It's got too excited. I think it was all of the music at the beginning, and I think it was this. It caused the overheat. We're just too cool.
Yo, hit that button that saves the video.
Oh, Sean and I have too much fun over here.
I think you just change the format. You should just be like a radio DJ.
I don't think people want to tune in for radio DJ. Unless you like 90s hip hop. Okay. Oh, thank you, Aaron, for the tips. Woo, woo. Okay. You can never have too much fun. It's true. It's true. You got to have a good time. If you're not having a good time, I hope at least these are fun for you guys. I really enjoy them, and it really brightens my day, so I hope that you feel the same. But it is very normal to go back to it. Jalen, 90s music. Woo, woo, woo. Okay, Denise has a good question. Do I meet with everyone at VidCon? Are you talking about the one in EU, in Europe, or the one in California? I can tell you that I will be doing a meetup, and I meet with everybody who wants to meet with me. Usually you just kind of wait in a line. I'm not like Grace. Like, Grace was next to me in meetups in VidCon last year. Do you remember that? She has like hundreds of people. I have like 20, and it's kind of funny because you walk out. Okay, EU. And I'm not sure exactly, Denise, what it's going to look like. But yes, I will meet with everyone. I am going to do a meetup. There's like, they send out a little survey to you, and you check all the boxes of the things you're willing to do. And I said I wanted to do a meetup. And so, yeah, I will meet all of you. Take pictures. We can give a hug. Hang out. Yeah. Say hi. All of that stuff. Sign something if you want. If you bring your poster, wrong side. If you bring your poster, I can sign your poster. How cool would that be? So yeah, bring all your stuff and come hang out, and I will meet you, and I will take pictures and say hi and give a hug and all that stuff. But at VidCon in California last year, Grace was right next to me or whatever, and she was like, "Good luck, have a good time," or whatever. I was like, "This is my first like real meetup thing, like meet and greet they call them." Our neighbors are throwing things. Anyway, and she walks out, and there's like hundreds of people. They're like, "Oh," you know, people go crazy. And then I walk out, and my like 20 people, they like scream their heads off because they're like, "If she can get that big of a scream, we want to give you this big of a scream." And I was like, "Aw, my people, I love it. We have such a great community." So I hope I can meet all of you. I would assume, Sophie, that you can buy the posters at VidCon. The way that VidCon, and I'm saying I assume because this is our first year in Europe. And so I don't know exactly what it's going to look like.
We'll know more as we get closer.
But as it gets closer, I'll keep you posted. But I do know that at VidCon in general, because the people who run VidCon also like run DFTBA, which is where my posters, where you can buy them through. I always go to the wrong shoulder, you guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're bringing merch.
And they'll have a little, like a merchandise setup, like a little, what do you call it, Sean?
Booth.
A booth. Jeez, Katie. Oh, Simply Jenna subscribed. I think you were trying yesterday and it wouldn't work, so I'm glad today it worked. But, Brooke. Brooke is, what do you say, Banran? Or whatever? Okay, Brooke.
Bon Rahan.
Bon Rahan. We'll call you Brooke now. I'll remember. But anyway, they have a merchandise booth, and you can purchase all of your favorite creators' merchandise. Especially, I don't think it's limited to the ones that are there. It's just limited to the ones that, you know, DFTBA represents. And I luckily am represented by them. So you can come and get these in Europe. And you can pick them up right then and there and get them right at the moment. Oh, it works on mobile now. Okay, cool, Jenna. I'm glad. Okay. It said Hanrahan. That's how it's supposed to be said. Okay. Sorry, I messed it up.
Guest.
Okay. Yep, be a guest, be our guest, be our guest. Let's see what Jennifer's up to. You guys remember Jennifer? Let's check in with her. Okay, cool. Yay! I'm glad that I said it right. Okay. Hi. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. Getting things going today, waking up.
Yeah. Well, the good news is, I did find my dog. We found her. So, I got
Thank
her.
God.
Yeah, that was good. So that was good. And things have been kind of okay. Well, actually have been really good until like yesterday. I went and got my mail, and, I know you know a little bit of my backstory, kind of, sort of. And I'm sorry to anybody if this is like triggering, you know, talking about this. I apologize in advance, but I know that you know, like, that I have a past of like sexual abuse from my biological father, and so I went to get the mail, and like he's been like trying to contact me and this and that, and like I block him on my phone, block him on emails, on Facebook, all this. Good. And so last night I go to get the mail, and there was a package from him with like a letter, which I obviously won't read, but, and also a necklace, and it said on the necklace, it's like, "To my daughter, never forget that I will love you. You will always be Daddy's little girl." And it kind of really upset me, for obvious reasons. And you know, before that, I have been like self-harm like free for like months, and I've been so happy about it. But then last night, I totally like that went out the window. Like I was so
Yeah,
upset and
it's extremely
just like,
triggering.
yeah, I was just a mess, and I just don't really know how to deal with it. Because I'm just like, I want nothing more than him to be out of my life, and he won't like leave me alone. So I don't really know what to do or how to get over this hurdle, I guess now. And sorry about the noise in the background. It's my bird. He
I
never
wondered
stops
what that
talking.
was. I was
Yeah,
like, is it a child?
that's
Is
my
it?
bird.
Oh my god!
Oh, it's an African gray?
Yeah, it's a gray.
Yeah.
It's an
Oh,
African
I love
gray.
those.
Yep.
Does
He's
he
a
say
Congo
anything?
African gray. Yep.
Does he say anything?
No, he's still a baby, so he just makes little noises. He won't start talking for a couple more months, but he tries to talk. He says hello, but that, like, very rarely he says hello.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, once he speaks, we'll try to teach him some fun things.
Yeah.
So is it like how to kind of get back on track, or how to?
Yeah, basically, like, how to just, like, get over, like, like, just kind of how to, like, get over, like, just him just wanting contact, and like me trying to deal with it and deal with like the past and everything, but he's like still trying to contact me in every way like possible, and it's annoying. And it's like, I know like people have said like, oh, maybe get a restraining order, like I see in the comments, but unfortunately I can't, because he's not doing anything threatening. He's just being like very like want to be a part of my life and want to like talk to me, and it's very just disturbing, obviously.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, since like restraining orders aren't, it's really, that's not what we're going towards, right? I think that the truth of it is that like there are things you can do to try to protect yourself from it, like having someone else get the mail. I don't know if you live alone or not, but if you don't, having someone always check the return address and not give you stuff. Like that's a way to protect yourself. Since you blocked him on everything, that's good. And then since mail seems like the only way he can get a hold of you, is that correct, kind of?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd have someone check that for you, just as a protective thing, especially, if there's any packages or anything that's a little odd. I just wouldn't even look at it, wouldn't open it, wouldn't give myself that triggering situation. And I would start, I mean, I know you're in therapy and everything, and I know there's a lot of stuff that we're talking about in therapy, but I would talk about it with your therapist so that you can figure out how to help yourself when this happens. Like imagining, especially since this just happened, right? It was really triggering. We couldn't fight the self-harm urges anymore. So what could we have done instead? What would have been available to you? Now that we've had this happen, we can kind of try to prepare you more. Because as you work through the past trauma, it will become less and less triggering. But until then, we need a bunch of tools. We're going to need maybe like 10 options of things to do, And know that it's okay to have a slip up, especially when something like that happens. That's terrible. We've done everything we can to like keep him out, and he's like forcing his way in. So it's okay. Not all is lost. We just want to get back up. We want to figure out what we can do better next time. And hopefully there's not a next time, but we always have to prepare for the worst, right?
Right.
So something that I have a lot of my clients, especially with self-harm, is download the SAFE app, SAFE. And there are impulse logs in there, and those are super, super helpful. It helps you kind of like figure out what it is you're trying to express with the self-injury, and it can sometimes make it go away. And then also calling in support. Those are the two that I always recommend first. Yeah. So just talk with your therapist and come up with more things that you can do, and know that it's okay. You're doing the best you can. I'm sorry that happened, though.
That's okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Try that app and let me know if those impulse logs are as helpful to you as they've been to my clients. If not, there's others that I can recommend, but that's my favorite.
Okay, thank you. I'll definitely download that.
Yeah. I love your bird, by the way.
Thanks. He just won't stop. He just keeps making noise because he hears people talking, and he's like, I want to talk.
In the chat, another one, I forget her name. I don't remember who it was, but she's like, my dog is barking at the bird.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
It's
bring the camera to the bird.
It's like YouNow, animal. I don't know. It's like animals are fighting via YouNow.
I'm sorry. He's so bad.
I think it's funny. I love it. It's hilarious. So keep me posted. Let us know how it's going, but I hope that helped.
I will. Thank you so much. It did.
It's a safe app, just SAFE, and they have impulse logs.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Of course. Good to see you, Jennifer.
You too.
Okay. Bye, honey.
All right, bye.
Yeah, I feel like that's really hard for a lot of us. Oh, Brooke changed her name. Woo, woo, woo. Yay, yay, yay. I feel like that's true for a lot of us. You know, just to like recap what Jennifer was talking about, is kind of when we feel like we're doing better and things are happening and we're in recovery for a certain amount of time. Thanks, Emily, for the tips, and you guys for all the thumbs ups. Woo, woo. So when we feel like we're doing really well in our recovery and then something like pushes us over the edge and we go back, we relapse, right? A lot of times we can start talking negatively to ourselves, feel like all is lost, instead of thinking of it and like framing your mind to think, you know what, life gets stressful sometimes, things are hard, I'm going to have setbacks, what can I learn from this so that I can move forward and feel okay? Because my goal with my clients isn't to have them stop using self-injury or stop using eating disorder behaviors right away. It's more like, let's find a way to help you feel better without using those, so that you don't need to use them. And so I think that that's part of the like safe app and the impulse logs. If I can find one that allows me to utilize it and put it on the website for free, I'll put an impulse log on there. I haven't found one yet, but there's one I use in my practice, but it's not something I could put like, I'd have to pay every time someone downloads. I think we have to pay for it. Maybe I can create my own. Anyways, something to keep in mind. But I think impulse logs are really, really helpful. Yes, safe alternatives. Exactly, Devin. Woo, woo, woo. He knows what's up. Okay, so anyways, Safe Alternatives is a great app. I'll try to create my own, Jennifer. There's a lot on my list of to-dos, you guys. Ooh, Carmen is a new subscriber. Woo, woo. Bree, I'll try to guest you. I didn't see you in the list yet, but I will look. I try to go for who's waiting the longest. So just so you know, that's kind of how I go about it. And I always do my best to get people on. Okay. Of course, Jennifer, I'm glad it was helpful. I hope, keep us posted. Let us know how it's going. Okay. Oh, Eloise, it's your first time watching. Yay, I'm glad you got to be on here. Okay, Simply Jenna says, when is it okay to message a therapist? Now, the truth of it is, depends on what their rules are. Okay, so if I was to answer this like in a video, right? If we were going to answer that, the truth of it would be that only message them or reach out to them when the tools and tips and tricks that they've offered aren't working and you fear that you're a danger to yourself. Now, we don't have to think, oh, I'm going to kill myself right now and I have all these plans and means and all of this. It's like if everything isn't working and it's getting really bad and we're really worried, that's when you reach out to your therapist. I usually have a plan in place with my clients. Let's say they do have suicidal ideation, like thoughts about it. I'll say to them, I need you to do at least 3 alternatives. That could be like your log, you call a friend, you do a puzzle or whatever. Thanks, Blue-Eyed Tara. Thank you. So we do all of those things. Then I want them to wait 30 minutes and then they can contact me. And I know that sounds really silly and it's like, why are you not wanting them to contact you? Not wanting them to reach out. But I want them to try to work it out on their own because the goal isn't for them to need me. The goal is for them not to need me. And so it's okay to message and reach out to your therapist when you feel like you've tried things and they're not working and you're scared and you're having a hard time. Otherwise, I don't want any of us to feel like our therapist is our crutch. I want us to feel like, can we get rid of that person that's...
You can. Right-click it.
It's driving me crazy, you guys.
Or not right-click. Click their logo.
Okay, hold on. And then flag them. You guys, sorry, I've got
There's
like someone spamming. I'm going to
block
block them.
Block.
I'm going to block them.
Yeah.
You've been blocked. Person that's spamming. Okay, sorry guys. They just kept sending this video link and I don't know what it is. And
They were spamming in other videos earlier, not just yours.
Oh, they're all over. They're a spam bot. But anyway, so that would be my advice, is to try your tools, to try things first, and then reach out if you need to. Because we try to do the best we can, and I want you to not use your therapist as a crutch, but more as like a safety net or a support. Okay? Jalen, I'm not sure what area you're in, and the truth of it is, I know, right? It's annoying, Carly. The truth of it is that I am best in the LA area, and I can do treatment centers that are like eating disorder and self-injury treatment centers across the states for the ones that I've worked at. But when it comes to therapists in different areas, I am very limited because I went to school out here and I have all my colleagues out here. And so it's hard for me to, you know, to recommend anybody without, you know, to be sure I'm recommending someone good. Oh, hey, Zoe, you subscribed. Woo, woo. So anyway, I might be able to recommend it if you're in the area. But otherwise, it's your best bet to do your own research and to set up appointments and see what you think. Okay, this is a good question. Jonathan's asking, how do I know the difference between hallucinations and dissociation? Dissociation or derealization, watch my video about dissociation and derealization because I talk about how different they are. Oh, hey, Emma, I'm glad you're here. Woo! But it can either feel like you're removed from everything around you, like I'm not in my body, or I'm not in this space, like it feels like you're not even really here, or it can feel like I'm watching myself do stuff, like dissociation's out of mind, like feeling like you're watching yourself do things in your life. Derealization feels like everything around you is like not real, like you're not actually there, it feels very foreign. The difference between that and hallucinations are, that just feels odd, like like nothing is really real. A delusion or a hallucination, actually, a hallucination is something when we see something that's not there at all, or we hear something that's not there at all. The things in our dissociative states or derealization states are really there. We just aren't really connected. It's like our brain's way of protecting us and kind of pulling us emotionally, like removing us from the situation to keep us kind of safe. And so we just feel really disconnected, whereas when it comes to hallucinations, they aren't there at all. And I hope that that kind of makes more sense of it, because when we have a hallucination, we are present. We feel like ourselves. We're really here. We just hear and see things that aren't. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to block you too. Sorry, just getting some really big creepers. So, nope, not going to happen. Go somewhere else. I'm not going to dance for you, freaking weirdo. Okay. Oh, Bree, I'm not creating an app, but I'll let you know if I do. Thank you for the offer of help, because I am not very tech savvy. Okay. Let's guest somebody. Monica, you've been waiting. Are you ready? Be our guest. Be our guest. Oh, guys, 10,000 likes. You freaking weirdo. I know. Sorry. Be our guest. Be our guest. Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. There you are.
Because you are lagged, so yeah. You are not moving at all. So.
Oh, I'm not? Okay. Well, I see you and you are moving.
Okay, great. So I have a question. So I am.
Can you speak up a little louder? It's kind of quiet.
Okay, I can. Yeah, now better?
Yeah, if I'm a little closer, I hear you a little better.
Okay. So I started taking antidepressants.
Uh-huh.
And now I started feeling even worse. And I hate myself like almost every day. I mean, these thoughts are in my head, and I'm getting angry very fast. So I don't know, is that normal? Or
How long have you been on the antidepressants?
about 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's a couple things. And if any of you can't hear, because I know it's a little bit quiet, the question is that she just started an antidepressant 2 weeks ago, and she's feeling a lot worse and feeling very angry and agitated, and just the symptoms have essentially just gotten so much worse than they were before. Is that right, Monica? Does that feel like that's okay? And so it's like, is that normal, or what do we do? And there are a couple of things that are normal when it comes to antidepressants. I talked about this a little bit on the live stream yesterday, that we can feel more energized. And if we've been really depressed and feeling like we don't have energy, or we've been feeling, just really frustrated, but we don't have any energy to act out on any of it, we can all of a sudden feel energized, like we can do things, and that can make us feel agitated. But the thing that kind of sucks is this has been 2 weeks, and 3 weeks is when we should start feeling the effect of the antidepressant and start feeling better. So in the first 2 weeks is when we can essentially feel the side effects. But I would talk to your psychiatrist. I would call and ask them, because this may just not be the right fit for you. And it may be that the side effects are too bad because we're not feeling any better yet, but we're feeling all of the shittiness, right? All of the side effects. And so it's not that it's abnormal. I don't want you to think that anything's wrong, because a lot of my clients do feel this way, but it often just means that that's not the right medication for you. Does that kind of make sense? Because it's normal to have some kind of like energized feeling. We can feel agitated. We can feel frustrated and like short-tempered. And it may go away, but I don't want you to have to feel like that any longer. So I would speak up and let them know.
Another problem is that I can go to my therapist only like twice a month.
Oh, okay. So when do you see? So does your therapist, it's a psychiatrist? Is that the person who prescribes your medication?
Yeah.
When do you go back then?
This Thursday. This Thursday.
Oh, this Thursday? Okay. Well, I would bring it up then. I know that can feel like forever away, but I would tell them then. And if you can put in a call just to no, there's no way. That's so frustrating. Well, for now then, I guess, since we have to wait till Thursday, make sure you bring it up then, though. Write down what you want to say. Write down your symptoms, even if you just have to hand it so you don't forget anything. That could be something that we do right now just to make sure that what you're wanting to say gets across. And then take care of yourself for the next few days. And maybe that means we don't talk to the people that, we're close to for a little bit because we feel so agitated and everybody's annoying and frustrating. And I don't know exactly how you feel, but a lot of my clients have said that they don't want to see their best friend because they don't want to yell at her because they're just feeling like yelling at everybody. And so maybe right now it's just like a binge watch Netflix, relax, just do things for you. Maybe coloring, maybe things like that, and know that it's okay to feel like shit. It's okay to feel agitated. Nothing's wrong with you. It's just it's like a side effect of the medication.
And what do you think, is that enough to have like therapy like twice a month?
I don't think that's enough. I mean, it depends on what's happening. Like right now, you're just starting a medication, and I assume like you haven't been seeing them for that long. Right? If you're just starting.
Yeah.
And so when I start seeing someone, I always see them once a week. And then let's say things are getting better, then I might titrate down to every other week, like 2 times a month. But that could potentially be after 6 months of working with them, or a little bit longer to kind of calm down from it. So I would see if they can see you more frequently. And you could say, I'm just having a really hard time. Is there any way to increase my sessions?
I cannot. Because I'm working.
Oh, yeah. Well, see if there's groups. Maybe that could work, like different timing, because those are like in the evenings or anything. No? Well, then that's kind of, then those are our options. We could, on our own time, spend like a half an hour to an hour the weeks in between doing kind of like therapy homework, like getting a workbook or doing something like that. That could be a way to kind of get extra support in there. And you could even ask your therapist who you see, are there things that I can do on the weeks that we don't meet because I'm finding I need more structure, more things to do, and see what they recommend. Because there's a lot of great workbooks out there that could offer some support, okay, and help you keep feeling like you're still doing stuff and not stuck, Okay, keep us posted, Monica, okay? Bye. Thank you. Bye. Yeah, you guys, it can be really hard when we're starting medications to know what's normal. But if anything feels weird to you, if anything feels bad or different or you don't like it, make sure that you speak up. Make sure you call your doctor if you can. Make sure you reach out and do something. Thanks, Ava, for the tips. Woo, woo. And thanks, you guys, for all the thumbs ups. We're almost to 12,000 thumbs ups. But just make sure you speak up, okay? Because you have the right to feel okay, feel safe, and not wonder what the hell's going on. So let them know if you're having any side effects, okay? On to the next question. Michaelis asks, and also as a side note, Devin says 7 Cups is great for online groups, and that's very true. If any of you are looking for some online support, 7 Cups is extremely helpful, okay? Thanks, Bree Clark. Woo, woo. Okay, Michaela says, is it normal to break down during EMDR? I start EMDR this week, and I'm afraid of crying in front of my therapist. It's very normal. So EMDR, if you want more information, I have a video about it where I describe what it really is, why it works, why we use it, all that stuff. And so know that, because EMDR is used to treat traumas and to help our brain, and not just traumas. Like I've even had some clients who've gone to EMDR in the past to just process through something that was hard for them. So it doesn't necessarily have to be traumatic, although that's why EMDR was created and why it's utilized most. But it can just help us reprocess things in our life that were hard or stressful or difficult in general. And so because it is so strategic like that and it's so focused, and we usually go in working on a certain issue and we use the tappers or the earbuds, or we follow their finger because we do the bilateral stimulation, remember, to help our brain reprocess. It's really hard and stressful. And I have a lot of people that I've worked with over the years who've done EMDR who afterwards will be like, I took a 4-hour nap because I was so exhausted and so overwhelmed, and EMDR is so hard, and thank God I only do it once a week or once every other week. And so it can be really difficult. Oh, thanks, April, for passing on the video. The video about EMDR is in there. Oh, okay, thanks for letting me know, Ava. I know now. So Ava changed her name. She wanted me to let me know who they were. But that's very normal to feel exhausted and to feel overwhelmed by EMDR. Okay? Now.
There's someone, there.
What?
Ivana.
Yeah, Ivana Veras?
Yeah, she was asking about the school. Her school wants you to go speak. So she was like, how to get a hold of you? I said, Linnea Toney's email I'd put in there. But perfect. I think she just saw it, so never mind.
Yeah, she saw the email. We're good. Okay, cool. Okay, Jalen says it's normal if you can't cry in therapy, but you can everywhere else. I mean, of course it's normal. Everyone's experience is going to be different, but going to therapy, we can feel very guarded at times because it can feel really invasive and maybe we're not quite ready to open up, and so we don't feel safe enough to cry. And that's completely okay, but something that I would do is I'd bring it up in therapy so that you can figure out where it's coming from and why you don't feel okay enough to cry there. And that would be my advice, but know that it's completely normal. A lot of people find therapy to be hard. I mean, therapy's hard in general, let's be honest. But a lot of people find it to be difficult to stick with it, like enough to feel comfortable. Like it's hard to feel comfortable. It takes us a while to kind of warm up and get used to them because it's a whole new relationship. Am I right? So give yourself time, but do talk to your therapist about it, because if you've been seeing them for a while and this is still happening, then what's going on? Ooh, thank you, Clargublian.
I'm just going to give you an applause for attempting that. That was good.
Thank you. It's Goo Blaine.
It's good.
Gooey Blaine.
Perfect.
Let me know in the chat. Thank you so much for that. That's very, very kind of you. Okay, so Chloe has a question. On to the next question, then let's guess someone. So if you're in the queue, get excited. Okay. Chloe says, I have a lot of anxiety about chores and being responsible. If I ever sleep in or don't do much in a day, I get really anxious and icky. This sounds like a case of negative self-talk. That's the best. I don't have a soundboard like people do on podcasts, but imagine it's I
gotta get that.
It's very low and in a bummer, and I'm gonna get my coffee. Because when we feel icky or we get anxious about not accomplishing something or not doing enough, I do the other side, but it's got my coffee here. And it makes us feel, oh, we have another subscriber. CRD Rocket Man. I won't sing for you guys. Don't worry. But I think that I want to put my thoughts together. I think that we get that feeling of anxiety and guilt and feeling like we're lazy and we're worthless and all of that because of how we talk to ourselves about the situation. Thanks, Letitia Lovejoy. Woo, 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 woo. If you have a question, let me know. Or if you want to guest, get in the guest. I think that when we talk negatively to ourselves, then because it sounds like it's coming from within. And so my advice to stop that would be to change the way you talk to yourself. And in truth, just to be completely candid with you guys, that's something that I struggle with because I always feel like, thanks, J-Lim. Woo, woo. I always, Ashley, sound effects by Katie. I struggle with this because I feel like I need to be doing more and I should do this and why am I not, and I used to beat myself up like crazy. And what that really does is it ruins my day and my time and actually makes me less productive because I'm spending all this time just hating on myself rather than enjoying the fact that I needed to sleep because that's what my body asked for, and then being more productive and getting the shit done that I need to get done anyway. Instead, I spend I spend all this time just being an asshole to myself. And so, thanks, Angelica. So that is where it comes from. And so I would spend time every night talking nicely to yourself, or maybe it's the morning. Maybe that's the hardest time for you, is the morning. And so I would start talking to yourself differently and make sure that you're arguing back to those points. And if you wake up and think, oh, I should get up, I should do this, think, why? What if I wanted to sleep in? Why wouldn't I give myself that? What is it that I really need to get done? Is that really important? I think that, thanks, Julia's a new subscriber. And just changing the way that you talk to yourself. Arguing back, letting yourself know that you deserve a break too, and you're doing the best you can, because often it just comes from this perfectionistic, self-deprecating talk. And so changing the way that we talk to, ourselves can really change that whole feeling and hopefully allow you to give yourself a break a little bit. Because it's something that I know the shoulds. Have you ever heard the term you're shitting all over yourself? You're shitting all over the experience, because if we say should all the time, then we can't even enjoy it, and we can't even be present and do what we want to do. So that's my advice. That's how I would work on that. And it does help, because I can tell you from personal experience that it has gotten a lot better. So just know that, it can get better. It gets better. Okay, let's make Emma a guest and see what she's up to. Okie dokie.
Oh, while you're loading, Devin is asking about dietitians.
Be our guest.
I'm going to post the dietitian playlist. Okay?
Okay, cool. Sean's going to post the dietitian playlist. Hi, Emma. It worked. Can you hear me?
Yay.
Oh, we're frozen. We're frozen. Can you hear me okay? Are you on Wi-Fi? Oh no. Oh no. And she's frozen in the sad face. It's oh, we've moved. Can you hear me? Emma, it's still Oh, okay. Well, we'll try again. Oh, Bridget. I recognize that face. She's a new subscriber. I like when you guys use the same, Maureen's and Bridget, and a lot of you actually. I think Alice is the same. You have the same avatar, and then I'm like, oh, I know you from Patreon or Twitter or Tumblr. And then I'm like, we've talked all the time. And then I can put all those conversations together. Otherwise, some people will be like, I told you about blank, blank, blank. And I'm like, is your name something different on Twitter? And they'll be like, yeah. So yeah, thanks, Maureen. And Michael, yes, yours is the same too. I do like the dog. But yeah, it's nice because then at least I know. And Carly, I know yours too. But it helps me put things, and Karen's is the same too. The pictures really help me put things all together. Alexandra, that's a good question. She says, or she asks, here's the new question. Are we ready? Oh, thanks, Emily, for the tip. Says, what do you think of the tough love approach to therapy? Okay, so in truth, I'm that type of therapist. So I'm going to have a very skewed thought about it. And the reason that I think tough love in therapy works a little bit better is because of the attachment. It kind of keeps the attachment a little bit healthier, and it helps kind of boundary in what therapy should look like. Okay? So the reason I say that is because tough love in therapy means that I'm not going to coddle you through a situation. I'm going to listen. I'm going to be sympathetic and empathetic. I'm going to hear you out. And that's why I'm not cold, but I am more of a well, it doesn't sound like you're motivated. And I'm just curious, if you want to take a break from therapy for a bit. Okay, Emma, I'll try again when I'm done with this question. And so I do it because I think it kind of helps push my clients to try harder, and it challenges them when they're really feeling stuck. Now, I don't believe that I should be an asshole or be really rude or cold, but I do feel like it's not my job to be your mom or to be, I'm not going to coddle you because that's not going to get you anywhere. And then I feel like you're paying for support and help, and then all you're getting is someone that's like, it'll be okay, and we're not challenging it, and we're not pushing, and we're not you know, giving you different tools to try and challenging the negative voice or whatever it is. And so there's definitely a balance between, you know, being a tough love or cold therapist and then like coddling. And so I think that there's a point, it's a fine line, but I think that it's really important for us not to, as therapists, not to coddle our clients so that they don't work hard and don't improve, because that's the whole goal of coming. And I know we're going to go through hard times when we aren't able to, but that's different. It's different when we're not able to versus always expecting, you know, your therapist just to like soothe and calm, and because that's not my job. My job is actually to challenge you, to help you work harder and to help you process through some shitty, icky stuff and give you techniques to use in your real life. I'm hoping to be, I'm like creating a tool belt for you. That's my job. Okay? Oh, tough love. Sarah's asking what tough love is. Tough love is just when it'd be like a parent. Ooh, Trisha M, new subscriber. And we got a dog picture. I love it already. The tough love, how do I describe tough love? It's like, for instance, when you care about someone and you care about their growth so much that you hold a firm line. Like, I care about your recovery so much that I'm not going to accept the fact that you're not going to try anymore. I'm either going to say, maybe we don't see each other for a while until you're more motivated, or I'm going to, it's kind of like setting boundaries because you care. Does that make sense? I hope that that's clear. It's hard to describe tough love, but it's something that I definitely subscribe to. Okay? Oh, Layla SVU is here. Woo woo. Okay, Emma, let's try again. Let's try to guest. Let's see if we can get you on. Oh, good, Karen. I'm glad that that's a little bit helpful. You know, it's hard sometimes. I'm going to coddle you, Carly. I think that it's hard sometimes as a therapist. Oh, you're there.
Does it work? No,
okay.
I think it's still lagging.
I hear you.
Maybe.
Get you on. Is it working? I think so. Hello? What's your question? Maybe we can get that out.
Oh, yeah. If you can hear me, then I'll just ask it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, my mom has been really distant, like, in my life, since like, my dad has, like, been at home and been, like, the one that's like been there for me.
Mm-hmm. And he's been the one that's...
And, like, so my mom don't know her too well. Like, no one else knows their mom and stuff. And then my dad passed last year.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and so my mom has kind of tried to, like, role of being a parent, in a sense. And, like, that's what I always wanted. I always wanted her to. But now, like, whenever she tries to ask how my day was or just being near me, like, I get really mad.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to be, because I need to be there. It's almost because why would she want to be there now and not when I was younger? If that makes any sense.
No,
and
that's
so
totally.
I don't. Yeah, and I don't know why I'm not letting myself. Like, I'm not letting myself get close to her and, you know, be there and, like, stuff. Almost like I'm just pushing her away and being like, no, I don't want to be with you. But that was, like, what I always wanted.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Can you hear me okay, or do you want me to drop you out so I can answer? Is it cutting out? Oh, we're frozen. Okay, Emma, I'll answer you. If you have any follow-ups, let me know in the chat. Our connection was just a little ish. So, if anybody is confused or couldn't hear, Emma was saying that her mom wasn't really around or there for her when she was younger. And so she was much closer with her father. Her father was the one that was there emotionally, physically. He was there to care for her. And then he passed away recently. And her mom has been trying to be there for her. And she finds herself not wanting it and pushing back and being angry about it and upset about it. And I'm assuming that the question is maybe... Oh, I don't know how you use emojis, you guys. How do we use emojis? Let them know in the chat. Someone just asked that came across the screen. But I think it goes to, it's very normal, Emma, to feel like you don't want her here now because she hasn't been there. And I think that's something a lot of us struggle with in general, is like someone being an asshole forever or not being there. And then when we don't need them anymore, then all of a sudden they want to be around. And we're like, no, you weren't there when I needed you. And now you think so, but I'm an adult, you know, like I'm grown up. You missed that opportunity. And I think part of it, not to like keep hawking this book, because it's not like I'm not getting paid, but that emotionally absent mother book that I talked about, damn, it's on the bookshelf and I don't want to get up and get it, but, I show it in my video about emotionally absent mother. Look into that and start reading it, because I think that some of it might just be healing for you. Obviously, you've lost your father, and I know from personal experience how hard that can be. But be patient with yourself with the grieving process, and know that you don't have to let your mom in or be close to her if you don't want to. You have a choice. Your father was there for you, and that's what you needed, and that's fine. And that's okay. And it's up to you. It's up to you and what's good for you and what you want, okay? But I do think that because she wasn't there, there's going to be some things that are going to be hard. And I would encourage you to work with a therapist to heal that, because whether we like to admit it or not, if we're missing a parent, whether it's a mother or a father, we feel it, right? And it's hard. And so taking time to heal ourselves from that is really important and really helpful and helps us grow and work towards the person that we want to be. And so I would encourage you, Emma, to really give yourself time, but to consider the fact that even if you don't want your mom in your life, we're still going to have to process through that with someone, because you're going through a lot and you need some extra support. So reach out to a therapist and grab that book. That book is super helpful. Okay? I hope that's helpful. Let me know. I'm looking in the chat to see if you have any follow-ups, but I hope that I heard your question out completely and offered some support. I know it's really hard, and I'm really sorry for your loss. Losing a parent is something, it's so difficult, but know that it can get better, okay? Like, I was in therapy for 2 years after my dad died, and I still struggle sometimes, but it gets better, okay? Okay, Sophie Joe's asking if it's normal to hide away after telling your family about your eating disorder. It's totally normal, I would assume, and I know your story already, Sophie, so I know that you felt kind of forced to tell them. So that's usually where it comes out of. If we want to hide away, it's because we weren't really ready to tell them and to talk about it, but I would encourage you to challenge that and to talk to them about it a little bit more, to like force yourself to come out. And I know that they didn't understand, and they were like, just eat more and stop doing this. What are you being so silly about? And I don't know why, but that's my not understanding parent voice. But I would encourage you to continue the conversation with them, because in my experience, they usually do come around. They just don't understand. And it's honestly just their ignorance that they're speaking from. So give them a little chance to kind of prove it to you that they can learn. And the only way they can learn is by you telling them. And I know it's hard. I know it sucks. And I'm sorry that they weren't more understanding. But it's very normal when we feel forced to tell people about something that we're not ready to kind of then avoid them, because we don't want to have to talk about it anymore. Okay? Yeah, April likes my not understanding parent voice. I love the birthday cakes. Is it like an emoji you guys get or something? I think they're very cool. Okay, let's see. Okay, can you talk about the correlation between disorganized attachment and dissociation? Thanks, Sienna Winter. Woo, woo, woo. If you have a question, let me know. Or if you want to, be a guest, let me know. So Shashari's asking about the correlation between disorganized attachment and dissociation. I think that when we struggle, and this is just my experience, okay? So it's not something that's necessarily, oh, Brent is here. Bradle Bees. Are you still in Austin? Hopefully I'll get to meet you and see you in person. But when we struggle with when we don't have a good attachment, it can mean that a lot of things don't feel safe, because we aren't coming from, thanks Layla, we aren't coming from like a You know how I talk about in the emotionally absent mother, how we come from like a foundation, like a safe, yoits, Brittany is here. We come from like this really secure foundation. And that allows us as children, that's what the attachment, healthy attachment is a secure foundation, allows us as we grow older to like go out and do things and try new things, knowing that we can come back and be like, ooh, I have this wonderful safe foundation that I'm working from. And so we can, you know, okay, hold on. Sean is capturing some questions for me. And so not having that means that going out and doing things, engaging with people, starting relationships, any of that can be really, really scary. Therefore, feeling overwhelmed and overcharged and afraid can lead to dissociation. And that would be the link between that. Shashari, that would be my answer, is that's how it kind of connects. And yeah, Kuroiniko, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but The Body Keeps the Score is a great and helpful, I guess grateful is great and helpful together, helpful book about trauma. And it kind of like is like body memories. A lot of people recommended it for body memories. So yeah, that's a great one. The Body Keeps the Score. Thanks for recommending that. And I saw that's come up a couple times. Sorry, it took me a little bit to get to it. Of course, Shashari, I hope that makes sense. Okie dokie. Oh, Sean had a question. Sienna asked, how do we get over the fear of going on medication? I think the truth of it is that it's very normal to be afraid. It's very normal to not want to and to not know. But the way that we can get over that is by asking a lot of questions and being completely informed and knowing if we do go on it, when can we go off? And I honestly encourage you all to ask those questions of your doctors. Ask them what the side effects might be. Ask them how you can get a hold of them if the side effects are bothering you. Ask them how long you have to stay on this if you don't like it. Ask them how long until it's going to feel better for you. Like all of those things. Ask them as many questions as you can. And when they tell you about the side effects, they're talking too quickly and you don't understand. Say, hold on, I want to know about this. And you said something about that. Can you explain that more? Ask all the questions you can. Thanks, Ava. Woo, woo, woo. Did you want a guest or anything? I'll look for you. So that would be my advice, is just to ask as many questions. Because I always feel that if we're afraid of going on a medication, having more information and feeling more informed can put us at ease. Okay? And that's my advice, because I don't think anybody should do anything, go to therapy, get on medication without feeling like they kind of understand the process and they feel like they can ask the questions that they need and get the answers that they need. Okay? Let's see. Marilene? Is that how you say it? Mary Lenny? You guys, I'm out of coffee. And we're almost done. We've been on here for an hour. Well, so let's see.
Does it work?
I think it works. I hear you. Do you hear me?
Kind of.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm not sure. Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So what's going on? Or can you hear me?
But can you hear me?
Oh, it's a little choppy, but I hear you. Oh, it's frozen. Do you have a way to get closer to Wi-Fi or anything? Mm-hmm. Oh.
I'm not sure if it works. I'll try to type in if that's okay.
Yeah, of course. That's okay.
Great.
Okay, we'll try again. No, don't worry. It's okay. It's hard sometimes. Like, we don't know how good our service is until we're like trying to stream. And trust me, the reason I'm actually in my office is because when I tried to do it out by where I film it's technically my dining room table in my house. Oh, thanks, Letitia Lovejoy. Woo woo. But when I get farther from our actual router, it cuts out and the service isn't as good. So no need to apologize. We're all struggle with it. Okay. So probably gonna delete. Thanks, Layla. Woo woo woo. You're my number 2 fan. Woo woo woo. Okay. And what's that picture of, by the way, Layla? Because it's so small, it looks like you won an award or you play a sport or something like that. Okay. So probably gonna delete says I'm going on a first date tomorrow with a guy that I met at a party. Any tips? Because I'm so used to isolating, I'm afraid of not being interesting or good enough. Okay, couple of things. And I actually talked about this, and I know that I normally don't talk about relationship stuff. I don't know if you guys want more information on that, because I feel like it is part of mental health, but it's not at the same time. Like, I don't talk about romantic stuff that often. And so I think that, oh, it's your softball team. Oh, how cool. I played softball. I'm a lefty. I was first base. Whoop. Okay, so the advice that I have about going on a date is that, remember, they asked you. I'm getting real close so you hear me. They asked you to go on a date. You. Yeah, you. They liked you. They thought you were cute. They thought you were funny. They really enjoyed your company, and they wanted to get to know you better. Remember that. Keep telling yourself that, because I think a lot of times we, struggle with that self-hate, like, oh, I'm not going to be interesting enough. What if they don't like me? And then we get so in our head that we're not even ourselves. And that's actually when it goes wrong. And so part of it, I think, is that, we need to have a little healthy self-confidence where we're like, hey, they wanted to go on a date with me, and I don't know, I might not like them, right? We're both getting to know each other to see if it could work and if we do like each other. And so I would just encourage you to think about, before you go, what is it you'd like to know about them? Because I think that can kind of help, it can kind of help you stay out of your head, stay out of the negative self-talk, and better get into the, because first dates are like a job interview. I know that people will oh, it's so romantic. It was love from first sight. Bullshit. It's like an interview. You're trying to get to know them. You don't know anything. They might be a total creep. They might be not your type at all. They might be a jerk. We don't know. And they might be wonderful. But we need to get to know them, and so I would encourage you to think of the things that you would like to know about them, and also just do a little quick inventory of your own stuff. Like, what hobbies do I like? What are things that I like about myself and things that I love to do? Because that's kind of what you're going to talk about. And then just try to relax. Do your best to relax and know that they asked you on the date, and you have to see if you like them too. But I think it's good to go. I'm glad that you got asked out. I'm glad you're going, and know that you really can't mess it up. Just be yourself. Pretend you're getting together with an old friend and just chatting. It's just more about what you've been up to, things you like, things you don't like, and just a basic interview. See if you like them. That's my advice. Okay? Don't put too much stock in it. First dates are always awkward, and it can only get better. And the more we practice, just like anything, the easier it is. Okay? Does that help? Do you guys like the romantic advice?
All right, you're starting to trend.
Oh, we're trending. We're so trendy. Okay. So someone has been very patient and asked, okay, and Emma says, thanks for the advice. I'm going to therapy soon. Last time I didn't get help, they just shrugged me off. Oh, I hope that this does. Keep me posted, Emma. Let me know. Let us know as a community. We're invested in all of you. We want to know how things are going. So let us know. Hopefully they will see you, especially since you lost your father. At the very least, we need to talk about that. Yeah, so keep us posted, okay? So NPS Simons asks, what's a comprehensive assessment? It truthfully depends on what you're looking for. People will call that different things depending on what they're searching for. Sometimes psychiatrists will send their clients to, and this is going to get confusing, but trust me, the video is going to, oh, I forgot to put that on the list. Okay, that'll just be on the list. The video of all the different mental health professionals and what they do. But it's on the list. Don't worry, I'll add it. But a psychiatrist may send their client to a testing and assessment clinic, which could be run by therapists like myself or psychologists, and they'll have you fill out a bunch of different tests, essentially, to figure out if it's ADHD, if it's anxiety, is it depression, and it can be filling out a bunch of different assessments that help tell us what you're really struggling with. And I would assume if they called it a comprehensive one, it's going to be quite a few hours of filling in the dots. Because that's really, when I took my testing and assessment class, that's really what it is, and that's kind of how we figure it out. So yeah, that would be my guess, that is what it is that they're just going to have you fill out a bunch of different assessments to figure out what it is that you're struggling with. Oh, thanks, Beaker Becks, for the applause. Okay. Oh, somebody says I hate them. So is Sean being a turkey? You guys are, what are you saying in there? What you saying? He doesn't even want to tell me.
Did I get caught?
You did. It's like he doesn't think that I read. I can read, remember?
Busted.
Yeah, I could definitely do a video on hypochondria. It'd have to be in my next group of videos. Sorry, I don't normally yawn like that. I just don't think I was breathing enough. Whew. Run, Sean, run. That's what Bridget says. He's in trouble. Hashtag turkey. I love it. I love it.
Oh, quick question. Someone's been asking, and it's probably like a one-word answer.
Sean doesn't like cleaning the bathroom, by the way.
What's the best?
He shaves his head in general and leaves it everywhere.
No, I don't. What's the best therapy for trick?
Oh, best therapy for trichotillomania is, to be truthful, CBT, because it's behavioral and it kind of helps you figure out where the anxiety and the worry that come with trichotillomania. Because if any of you don't know what it is, I have a video about it, about trick. Just search Kati Morton trick, TRICH, and it should come up. Same with excoriation, like skin picking. It's usually something that we do without realizing it, but it's something that helps us. It's almost kind of in the same way that OCD, by doing the behavior, whether it's, doing something a certain number of times, only like in odd or even numbers, any of that, no matter what it is that we do, it helps us feel better, and it can be calming. And so we can pull our hair without realizing it, or our eyelashes or eyebrows, because it's like a nervous tick in a way. It kind of helps calm us down. And so CBT, or even just behavioral therapy in general, if anybody does a behavioral type of therapy, like DBT could be helpful as well. It helps give us behavioral tools, helps us figure out where that anxiety is coming from, and helps us, have other ways to manage it. So I hope that helps. That would be what I would look for. Super Kenyon. April, and Bridget, thank you for the bars. Woo, woo. You guys, almost 16,000 likes. Yeah, Chloe says, I pull out my hair all the time without knowing it, always twisting. Yeah, people can just do that without knowing, and then you might have little bald patches and everything. But know that it's very normal, and you can definitely work through it and find other tools and ways to manage the anxiety. There are even medications that people say help, but I think I'd try the behavioral stuff first. Okay? Yeah, of course. Happy to answer your questions. Okay. Let's guess. We've got a repeat. Are you guys ready for our repeat? We can check in. I feel like the name changed. Is that possible? Did you change your name? Okay.
Yep, now 88.
Oh, we're number 88. I think it's likes, you guys. Jalen couldn't find a turkey, but she'll settle for a chicken. No. We can call him a chicken from now on. That works.
What?
Hey.
Hi. Ta-da. We just had to be patient for a minute.
Yeah, I forgot to click on share webcam.
Oh.
So, no worries. I was like, why is it not going live? But I have a list of questions here. So because I think I have this question. I have a question, like how to be supportive, like for friends who are I have two friends who are suicidal, and I'm not myself on top. How do I be supportive?
The best way to be truthful, and this is going to sound weird, but the best way to help others is to first help ourselves. And so since you're having a hard time, focus on your own treatment. You can check in with them, but don't get sucked into it because you're not doing well either. You're working on your own stuff. And I know we want to be there for them, and that doesn't mean that we're not being there for them, but we can't, it's like we can't fill someone else's glass if ours is empty, you know? And so knowing that you have to put yourself first, and then just checking in with them and knowing that they have to want to get better and they have to want to do things for themselves, so you can encourage them to seek help, find a therapist and stuff like that. And that's really it. Because think of it like no one could make you get better or make you want to do things. You have to want to, and you have to take that step.
It's just they're kind of like, if I'm not there, they're not doing anything, and they're not going seeking anything. If I'm there, they go and do the shit, and I'm like sitting here being like the only one doing treatment.
Yeah, and that's not your, like, it's not on you. That's their treatment. You're only responsible for your own treatment. And you can encourage them and tell them, you know, how helpful it's been to you to get help.
Yeah.
Or have them watch some of my videos or something, get the support that way, right? They don't have to, it doesn't have to be from you.
Oh, yeah. I never thought of sending their videos. That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, and they can watch things, and maybe through the videos they can be encouraged. So let's,
Yeah.
you know, that works. But yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah. Damn it. I have to
I know. I'm sorry. I was like, you're not gonna like this, but that's the truth.
But I also have like my mom, she has a hoarding problem, and I'm like wondering if that can, and that's been going on since I was a kid, can that actually, that safe foundation, can it kind of break into it? I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, hoarding is an interesting thing. My guess would be that because your mom has that problem, that there's other stuff going on with her, and because that's usually done as a way to, it's a kind of a way to cope. It could be with a trauma. It could be with high anxiety and her not feeling safe. A lot of times they put a lot of emotional baggage into items, thinking that like,
and it's furniture.
Means so much. Yeah, and I can't get rid of it because so-and-so sat on it that one time, or this happened and I was able to come home to this. And they put a lot of emotional investment into items as a way to surround themselves with warmth and safety and things like that. And so my guess would be that if she having her own trouble, she probably wasn't there for you in the way that you needed. And so I do think that could have led to you feeling like you don't have a very secure foundation. And that could be something that you could talk about in therapy, or even just working in that book, The Emotionally Absent Mother. Even though she may have been there a little bit, there's still going to be, for all of us, I think there's tidbits in that book that can be really helpful.
Yeah, and also, like, her furniture she hoards furniture, and she has always this excuse. And she doesn't, how do you say, she doesn't admit it. And I kind of want to help her. And I'm like,
hoarding is a really hard thing. She should see someone, is the truth, because she's not going to admit it. That's very normal. They always think that it's you're making this crazy. This is fine. This is, you know, we need all of this. You know, there's all these excuses, and know that that's just their defense mechanism. Because if you think about it, it's like,
because I start crying over it, and it's kind of like stupid. And also, I don't have my own bed and stuff because it's her stuff, and I'm too scared to get my own stuff because of her, and I don't know why. And I'm like scared.
Yeah, it's not stupid to be upset about it. That it's really hard, and it can make us feel, because we can feel so cluttered, it can cause us a lot of anxiety because it feels like we don't have space, you know?
Yeah.
So I would talk about it in your own therapy, but I'd encourage your mom, like, if, you know, I'd say, hey, it's really been helpful to me. I think this could really help you, you know, just like the same way we talked about your friends. You can encourage. Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay.
Keep us posted.
I will.
But I know it's hard.
Yeah. Thank you.
Of course, it's good to see you. Such a good connection.
Yay!
Yay! Okay, we'll see you soon.
See ya.
I should probably do a video about hoarding, because I think it's more common than people realize, because hoarding doesn't have to look...
What are you saying about me?
I know. Sean does hoard, by the way. If I could show you right over here...
I'm a moderate hoarder.
I'm a moderate hoarder. He keeps, like, boxes from things for a really long time. I'm like the opposite. I'll get rid of something and then later be like, I probably should have kept that. But I'm like, whatever. I just don't like a lot of clutter.
You don't have, like, emotional connections to pieces of paper like I do, or like, oh, this little pencil, I remember I used it it's so weird.
Yeah, Sean's weird. He'll be like, oh, I can get rid of that, and then I'll go to take all the stuff to Goodwill, and I'll be like, where was that thing that he was going to get rid of? Because it's back in the closet hiding. Like, he has like 4 boxes in the closet right now, and I don't know what the hell's in them. And I'm like,
don't either.
He does. That's the thing. He doesn't either.
But there could be something I'm attached to.
I could probably just throw them away and you'd never know. But then, you know, you can't do that for people. He has to do it, right? Like I was just talking about. You can't force someone to do something. They have to want to do it.
Is moderate hoarder really trending? That's good.
It is. They said. Emma, I'm not sure what's going on. You'd have to let me know, sweetie, in order to help you. I'm sorry you're having a hard time. Yeah, Chloe says, sounds like me and my boyfriend. He has 10 times the clothes I do, never wears them, but can't get rid of them. Yeah, Sean has like these pairs of jeans that are like, you never wear them, but they're just sitting in the closet.
Are we talking about people who have too much clothing?
Oh no, I have a lot of clothes, but I don't hoard like.
Moving on.
Sean's reached his limit of critique. Fair enough. Oh, funny. Okay, yoits. We did. Whenever I talk and don't breathe in enough, I yawn. I'm sorry. Okay, one more question, and then we'll guess one more person, then I'm gonna go. Yoits Brittany Ann says, can antidepressants like Wellbutrin cause hypomania or mania? I haven't been diagnosed as bipolar yet because my therapist, why does it jump? Why? When I'm almost done reading the question. I don't see it. Okay. You can ask again. Hopefully it will come up. Okay. But the question is, sleepy Katie. Yoits Brittany, and if you can copy and paste that again, it won't let me scroll back all the way. But she's asking about if antidepressants like Wellbutrin can cause mania or hypomania. And the truth is they can. And honestly, the ironic thing to me is that a lot of psychiatrists will say that putting someone on an antidepressant will prove that your diagnosis is either wrong or right. Because if you have bipolar disorder and they put you on an antidepressant, it can shoot you into mania or hypomania, and it can cause a lot of distress in your life because people who are manic or hypomanic can do things that are a little out of their norm, and it can cause them to, have a lot of issues with it. And so, okay, she wants to run more tests. It's been terrible ever since going from 15 to 200. Yeah, I would definitely speak up because it can do that. It can send us into a mixed episode because usually we go in to get help when we're in a depressive episode. If you're not following, remember my video about bipolar disorder when it was on the whiteboard? I hate that video because my hair is like damp and I look like a wet rat. But on the whiteboard, I talk about how this is like the norm, like we're hanging, and then this is like hypomania and mania, and then below is like dysthymia and depression, right? And so we're kind of swinging between this. And so when we are in depression, down at the bottom is usually when we go in for help because we're like, wow, I feel like shit, and oh my god, I need to talk to somebody because I can't get out of bed, right? And we're having a really hard time. Probably gonna delete really like that wet rat. That's what I look like. And so we go in when we're depressed, and then they put us on an antidepressant because not everybody, they don't spend enough time with us, right? You see a psychiatrist for like 15 minutes sometimes. So frustrating. So they don't know that maybe before we felt really elated and super excited, right? And so then they'll put us on an antidepressant, and it'll shoot us into hypomania or mania, or mixed episode, which is like when depression and mania go together and we feel like we want to tear our skin off. It's so uncomfortable. And so speaking up and letting them know about this, is important. And so I would let them know that you're feeling that way, and know that it's not okay. And probably my guess would be that if you are an antidepressant and you're feeling that mixed episode where it's like you just want to rip your skin off, everything is terrible, you're super irritable, and you want to lash out at everybody, that's what mixed episodes kind of feel like. If you let them know about that, then they need to probably put you, I would assume, take you off the antidepressant and put you on a mood stabilizer like the Lamictal or something, because that can help you come back into the regular feel normal zone. Okay, so I would speak up about it. Okay, I don't know, Emma, what the crown is by some people's names. We think it's like if they're a number one fan. Isn't that what we decided?
I think it has to do with them tipping bars and stuff, I think.
I think it has to do with tips, I'd assume. Because I know that the tree is because you're subscribed, which I know you know because you're subscribed as well, Emma. But then I know, like, if we look at Ava or Layla, they're my number 1 and 2 fan. Yes, it is. That's what Ava's saying. So see, she's got the one crown. And then my guess would be that if we see Layla SVU, it has to do with the fan. It does. Woo, woo. Okay, let's guess some. Oh, let's guess Layla. She's got the 3 crowns. Let's see. Ooh, Amanda became a fan. Whoop, whoop. Sophie Joe, whoop, whoop. Be your guest. Hi. So good to see your face.
Yeah, I didn't brush my hair at all this morning, so.
I didn't brush my hair either. Don't feel bad about it. Sean didn't
Yeah.
either. He has no hair.
True.
By the
Okay. Well, I wasn't suspecting the guess, so okay. Like, so I see my school guidance counselor and not like a therapist because like I'm not really like able to like drive myself anywhere yet.
Mhm.
But like I feel like my memory's gotten worse because like I block out stuff like that was hard. I'm afraid to like tell her like how like big of, like, how it's affecting me a lot, like the memory thing. Cause I don't want her to like think she has to talk to my parents and like that kind of stuff. And then like she said yesterday. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I was
yesterday.
just making sure I understand because it's kind of cutting out a little bit.
Okay.
But keep talking, and then I'll make sure I get your question right. Okay.
She said yesterday she thinks I'm doing like better and stuff. Like she thinks I've been like growing and changing more like throughout the school year and like the more I've talked to her. And I think like it's right. At the same time, I don't think she's right. Like I feel like she's not seeing understanding everything, which is my whole issue is like explaining things correctly to people, and, like getting how I feel out.
Yeah. So some of it cut out, but like I might have you repeat some of it. So it sounds like you're seeing your school counselor, right? You're not seeing an actual therapist yet, and so your memory's really bad. And when you come out, you feel like you can't remember maybe what was said or what you needed to say, or in session, sometimes you don't get out what you want to say, right?
Yeah.
And so what I missed was the part where you said, I think she's kind of right, but she's not right. What was that?
Well, she says like I'm like I don't know like I'm working through it and stuff, and I think she's right. But
But you don't feel like it's getting better?
Yeah, I don't feel like it's getting better.
So is it, and this is just so I kind of understand, is it like a trauma thing that we're working through? Is that why we feel like our memory's bad, or has it always been bad?
I'm not sure because like I said, the memory thing's kind of weird. Like I feel like something did happen, but I don't totally remember it. Like, there's some things like I'm also adopted, so that affects me, and then like the memory not knowing exactly what happened, like what could have been traumatic and stuff.
Yeah, so first of all, I have that video about repressed memories. You might want to check that out because it is very normal to not have memories of certain periods in time when we have a trauma, especially like if we were really young or if it was repeated. I've had clients who literally will tell me like, oh, I don't remember anything from like age 6 to 12. Like there's huge blocks of time.
It's kind of like for me too. Like I feel like I'm blocking out just like not just the past, but like recent days. Like I'm forgetting like everything. Besides like I can remember it if I can do schoolwork finally. It's not affecting me like anything else besides like it feels so blank when I think about like the day. Like yesterday, it feels kind of like what did I do yesterday, and I forget like the whole entire day unless like I go through my planner and look at what I like wrote down for homework and stuff.
Gotcha. So even now it's still hard. And my guess would be for that, I'd venture to say, and it'd be something that we'd have to talk about at length more to understand, but my like initial response is I think you might be dissociating a lot.
Probably.
And so it's really hard for you to remember because we're actually, like our brain is like checked out. And it could be because we feel terrible or something isn't working, you know?
Yeah.
But that's okay. Like, I think, I don't know. My need, and again, sorry. I'm glad that you're seeing your school counselor, but my thought is that you might need to see more of a specialist, because if we're dissociating a lot, I think we kind of need someone who works with traumas. Not that we necessarily know something happened, but at the very least we can figure that out, and they'll be better suited to know when you're dissociating, because it sounds like you don't even necessarily know. You have like maybe it's happening. But the fact that you don't have any memory, it could be maladaptive daydreaming. I don't know if you find yourself doing that, but I have a video about that as well. But that's kind of my thought, that the reason that we're don't having memory now is because of dissociation or maladaptive daydreaming, which is kind of part of that. And then the memories in the past, just feeling like you don't have a very good memory, is most likely trauma related, or at the very least just a very stressful or intense event happened and you never got the time to process it. And so seeing someone if I don't know if you're able to, I know cost. I think we've talked a lot about this before. Like it was hard for you to get in to see someone, right?
Yeah, like I'm like like I can't drive, so I can't like not kind of like tell anyone unless like I can drive and stuff. Like I think
Yeah.
at point older, I mean my counselor's like she's like talk to my parents about it. I'm like the reason why I'm talking to you is 'cause I'm not gonna talk to my parents. So like I
Yeah.
have to wait until I'm older, I guess, because like I can't really do anything right now with like getting more help.
Yeah. And that makes sense. I know it can be hard to get in to see someone. You can also ask, like I would keep talking to your school counselor, and you can ask because at least in the some of the schools I've worked with, and even my school growing up, we had a psychologist and a therapist that came to the school once a week, and they had certain times that they were available for students. But if we don't ask, we don't know, and they don't just offer it because it's a very limited thing. And so it's something you could ask, like, is there anybody else I could see? You could tell her, you could even just say, I talked to Kati Morton online. She can find out who I am or whatever. You can say, I talked to another therapist, and she thinks that it could be trauma related. And I wondered if there's any way to see a trauma specialist, if there's anybody that comes to school, or if that's something that we could work on together. And you could message me or keep us posted. We could always I could look up some books or something. Maybe there's something we could offer up to her if she's willing to learn and work with you on it. Mm-hmm.
She's pretty smart. I mean,
mm-hmm.
she knows I think she knows it's trauma related because she does. Like I've told her like what happened and stuff, but it's memories. Like I can't like explain it. Like she also said I probably have depression because like I have like even though I have good days, it doesn't really matter if I have a good day. It just feels like it's never gonna get better.
Yeah,
so, like,
it doesn't feel like it's getting any better. Yeah.
Yeah. Then like I was walking in the high school and like my freshman year, I'm like, I don't want this to pass to bother me, and I'm like, well, too late, it did. And it's like,
yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
I'd bring it up to her. I'd bring up your concerns. I'd say I don't feel like it's really getting better. I definitely would also, because I think it is dissociation. It's like happening now. Try some of the grounding techniques. I don't know. My guess would be that you're in that freeze, like I talked about with Alexa in that video, and I am putting together like the resiliency box and stuff. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I watched that.
Yeah, I'd try to do that and see if that helps, because it could be like this portion of the video. It could be a video of a friend. It could be pictures of animals that you love. It could be anybody. Yeah. Putting all those things together and connecting with it periodically throughout your day to see if it helps you stay present so you can remember. And just see if that helps a little, because there's a lot we can do on our own, and you have your school counselor. And I would also bring it up with her and say, I feel like it's not getting better, and I think it might be dissociation. And yeah, but I think that could definitely help. But keep me posted. Let me know like how it's going, and if you feel you're coming back to it, and you feel like you remember more each day.
Yeah, I'm afraid though to tell her my concerns, because like at a point that like if I keep going to her, like not like really getting better, like she's at some point may feel like she has to call my parents. But I've told her my concern about that, and she said to me, in the past I've had people not come to me before they did that, which was hard because like I got in the car and was like, oh hello, the school called me, don't do that again. She told me she'd always come to me beforehand, which is good. It's just I can't have a repeat of my school calling my parents, because last time my school called my parents, it was because of stuff that I said that was happening at my house, and then it just got really hard, which is why I blocked out stuff.
Yeah, it got worse. Yeah. Well, then let's try on our own first. Let's create the resiliency box. Let's see if that helps with the memory now. And I would focus on for the school counselor, I would focus on talking through like things you do remember from growing up, or whatever that period is that you're like feeling like you don't. Yeah. Try talking around it with her in detail as much as you can, and hope that it'll slowly come back, because that's usually how that works. But as far as for the now and the memory, I would do the resiliency box, and let me know if that helps. And I'll be doing more about grounding techniques and stuff, but let me know what works and what doesn't, and we'll try some more things.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I'm glad you got to come on. Yay.
Yeah. It's cool.
Good to see your face. I know, it's really cool. Okay.
Yeah, I was a little nervous about that. I'm like, oh, she's actually guesting me.
Everybody gets nervous, but then once you're on it, you kind of forget about it, you know?
Yeah.
Just initially, it's like,
have you seen Katie's first videos?
I know. Have you seen my first videos? That's what Sean says. Super awkward.
Yeah. I've been well, I found your videos on YouTube, like, I don't know how long ago, but, like, I started watching them because I'm like, I'm having a hard time. I want to figure out, like, what's going on. I just kept watching your videos and kept learning about different stuff that wasn't always for me, but it helped me learn about just mental health in general.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm so glad that you found me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, well, keep me posted, okay?
I will.
Okay. Bye, Layla.
Bye.
Oh, why is it not? There we go. It can be really hard. Okay, so the someone was asking what are the resiliency boxes. In my last video with, it's on my YouTube channel, it's with Alexa, so it's like me and another person with dark hair and a red shirt, and it says, okay, Sean's going to post the link. It's the grounding techniques one.
Sure, you tell me which.
It's up. We already passed it. Oh wait, no, there, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's that one, because the other one is the longer one. Yeah, it's that one. Okay. Yeah, so this is the one that should help if you are curious about what that is. And we have some more coming out. Whatever put Sean in a video? Shashari's wanting to know. Inquiring minds, Sean. Thanks, Jalen. Thebomb.com. Let's bring it back. Bring back that phrase. I don't know, Sean, would you ever be in a video?
Oh, this Sean?
You.
No, not right now. No questions.
He says no. If you didn't hear that, Sean said no. Okay, well, I am going to get into my day. I gotta do laundry, I gotta pack, I gotta do all sorts of stuff. But yeah, Sean, I don't know. We'll see if he will be in a video at some point and sometime. But I will see you all on Monday. The video will come out. I don't think I'm going to do a live stream tomorrow because we're leaving and it's just chaotic. And I was hoping to, but I'm sorry. I hope that you enjoy these. I will be in Austin, Texas on Tuesday to meet all of you at Thunderbird Coffee. I will tweet about it. It's on my Facebook page for the events, and I also posted it to the top yesterday. Bye, Sophie Joe. Bye, Sienna. Bye, Layla. Of course, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for coming to hang out, and we're also going to be shooting some behind the scenes of Austin and like traveling and stuff, so hopefully that's kind of fun. Bye, Trisha M.
Whoa,
and Chloe D.
Oh, wait, you know what?
Woo, woo,
you know
woo. What?
Get your sunglasses on.
Oh, yeah.
Turn my headphones up.
So cool. Okay, well, I will see you all on Monday. I love you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.